Hello, people of the world, Sonia here, and I just wanted to come on because I was so inspired by my live today with Pearl, who's an amazing holistic health coach and mindset coach for female entrepreneurs. And I figured we could do some book divination, and in our live, we kind of talked about how to tune into our bodies and what does it mean to be safe in our own bodies. We touched a little bit about that, among other health and wellness practices that you could do on the daily. So if you want to see that, make sure you go to her page. But for the divination message, let's see what we got. So I have here this amazing book by the famous Rupi Kaur, and I was actually gifted this book by a very close friend. And so I love this because on the back here it says, "After feeling disconnected for so long, my mind and body are finally coming back to each other." And that's kind of like the whole theme of this book. And so let's see what message do we need to hear today. Let's do it again. And all right, so I tend to go always with the page that's on the right first. And the message here says, "The future world of our dreams can't be built on the corruptions of the past." And how on point is that? We are going through a lot of clearing and regenerative energies right now in the collective, right? With the eclipse season, we just had a solar eclipse not that long ago, and in the next day or so, we're about to have a lunar eclipse. And we also have Pluto retrograde and Mercury retrograde. And of course, with Pluto's all about death and rebirth, transformation, transmutation, and all of that stuff, right? So what are the things that we need to let go of? Something that's coming up for me that I'm finding is, again, this is a constant for me, right? Healing and learning and transforming is like the spiral where, you know, whatever issue it is that we have at that center, we go back and around, and every time we come back to that specific thing, we come with it with a new perspective, new tools, new perceptions of seeing this situation or thing, right? And something that's coming up for me specifically that I've had to deal with the last year or so is letting go of perfection and what is deemed as good, right? We as women are so deeply programmed into living this like good girl narrative, right? What do I need to do to be considered a good girl and all of that, and that remembering, you know, letting go of that, and that even in this messiness, even when I'm not being a good girl, maybe I'm being, you know, maybe I'm angry, maybe I'm in a bad mood, maybe I'm just not 100 at my best self in that moment, to show myself grace and compassion when I'm not being a quote unquote good girl. So I'm just gonna leave that with y'all here today. Again, I hope y'all are faring well, and that wherever you may go, you always carry love in your heart, and stay curious and keep exploring.